Hey, if you're about to watch the epic rap battle video, or even the Lakeview Terrace video that's coming up soon, hopefully, I didn't realize my mic was not plugged up. So the sound quality is probably bad at times, and I just want to apologize ahead of time. Hopefully, it won't be too bad for most of it, but there are times, like if I get louder, I get excited, where because the mic wasn't plugged in, it might not sound good. I don't have really time to record again tonight, so we're just gonna have to power through it. Hopefully you'll still enjoy it. Maybe it won't be that bad. But I also, with the epic rap battle reaction, I want it to be authentic. I don't want to watch it all the way through once and then come back and do it again. I feel like then I have to force my reaction. I want it to be the authentic reaction. So I'm sorry if the sound quality is really bad on this one, but hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Either way, I won't keep you. Enjoy. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to One Man's Opinion. And today we've got a reaction for you. We're coming back with another epic rap battle. Today we're looking at Theodore Roosevelt versus Winston Churchill. I'm really excited about this one. A historical battle right here of two great leaders. And we'll see who the winner of this one is. I just want to say thank you all so much for the continued support of the channel. The channel's really been growing lately. We're getting close to that 750 mark, and that's the big 3/4 mark on our road to 1,000 subs. That's the goal, man. That's the goal. So if we can get to 1,000 subs, that would be amazing. So if you haven't subscribed yet, stick around, watch this video, watch a couple more. If you like the content on the channel, then do me a favor and hit that sub button. If you don't care, don't forget to like and comment and all that good stuff. We've got a lot to talk about in this one. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of good punches thrown, so I'm excited. Let's get into it. Got that real old-timey piano music going in the background. Reminds me of silent films. Silent films, of course, no sound. You think that would be pretty easy. But that's what it kind of reminds me of a little bit.
Challenge! I love competition! Now where would I mount the stuffed head of a Winston?
Okay, all right. So 1 second, I'm gonna adjust the volume just a fuzz for myself. Okay, all right. Then there was the music change there as it kind of became a more bombastic track right there as it went into the actual verse. So let's hit that one more time. His opening line.
I love competition! Now where would I mount the stuffed head of a Winston?
Okay, so he said, I love challenge, I love competition. Where would I mount the stuffed head of a Winston? Theodore Roosevelt, very famous for loving competition, obviously. It's pretty self-explanatory. Also a big game hunter, loving to hunt as much as he can. So that's the reference there. Where would I mount the stuffed head of a Winston? He's saying he's going to kill him, he's going to hunt him, he's going to hunt him down, he's going to kill him, and that's going to be the end of the battle right there.
I'm into fitness, digging ditches through an isthmus, rough riding down a Cuba line. What's up, bitches?
Okay, a couple subtle flexes here. These are subtle flexes. Now, what does he say right here? I'm into fitness.
Digging ditches through an isthmus.
Digging ditches through an isthmus, which is a word I struggle with saying. What he's talking about here is the Panama Canal. The Panama Canal was, I would imagine, was put in during Theodore Roosevelt's time. And then he talks about Cuba.
Down a Cuba line. What's up, bitches?
And then he's talking about Cuba here. He's saying rough riding down to Cuba. He's talking about the Rough Riders going into Cuba. There was the war going on there with Spain, and so those are the references. Basically, he's just flexing about some of the things he did while he was in office.
I keep my rhymes pure like my food and drugs. I'm an American stock, and you're the British Alma-Fiming.
Okay, all right. I was about to say he needs to start digging into Winston a little bit because he hasn't said anything about him. There was the first punch to Winston right there. Also, Food and Drugs FDA was established, so he was continuing to flex about some of his accomplishments while he was in office, and then he calls him Elmer Fudd, which is that's kind of funny, I guess.
Food and drugs. I'm an American stock, and you're the British Alma-Fiming. For Christ's sake, look at that mug! At least grow a spruce mustache and cover part of it up!
Okay, I was wondering about the Elmer Fudd bit because I didn't really know where he was going with that. I think he's calling it because he's got the baby face with the, Elmer Fudd kind of had the big cheeks and the big nose, you're right? That's kind of the imagery you think of when you think of Elmer Fudd's face. And so I think that's what he's going with. And then he comes in with the mustache. And of course, Theodore Roosevelt had a great mustache, had a phenomenal mustache. And so, I think that's what he's getting at here. He's saying, you got a baby face, you look like Elmer Fudd, at least grow a mustache, cover some of it up. And let's face it, that could even be continuing to play. I don't know where he's going here, but that could continue to play into the same sort of line of jokes that he's going with here. And let's face it. So let's see where he keeps going with this one.
Let's face it, you're not all that great. You tossed away lives in Gallipoli like they were scraps off your plate. Your whole miserable country is the size of one state. And see my way through running that without donning my pants.
Tossed away lives in Gallipoli. That's dirty right there. Like, you didn't have to. He was it's so quick with it, right? Because like at first he's talking about himself and how great he is and all this other stuff, and then he's like, oh, you look like Elmer Fudd, and you're like, okay, so Teddy, he's being soft with it, right? He's not serious, and then he comes in with the. It was all fun and games, man. He was just dancing. We were having fun, and then he threw the light jab with the Elmer Fudd, but it was a sucker, man. He come in around with the hook that was dirty with lives in Gallipoli.
Lives in Gallipoli like they were scraps off your plate.
And he's going to make fun.
Your miserable country is the size of one state. And see my way through running that without donning my pants.
Great Britain, about the size of one state. Here it's compared to the size of Alabama. And then he said, I can see my way through running that. He's saying, we run it. I've got 50 states, and your whole country is the size of one of, I guess, the medium-sized states that I run. It's not even like Texas. We're not even talking about like California, or some of these humongous, even New York's not like a massive state on its own, but it has there's a lot of people, right? And so he's saying, hey, look, I'm running 50 states. I could run that without donning my, and I'll definitely pronounce that wrong. He's talking about the glasses that he wears.
Go toe-to-toe with me, you bloated drunk old man. Why don't you do-si-do on over to a 12-step program? Man.
Okay.
Is the size of one state and see my way through running that without donning my pants. Go toe-to-toe with me, you bloated drunk old man. Why don't you do-si-do on over to a 12-step program?
Now he's getting personal. With it. You drunk old man? Oh, man. To a 12-step program? He's putting up the dukes. Theodore threw up the dukes. I got you. What? I mean, I'm not going to, look, I'm trying not to be biased here. Obviously, USA, you know what I'm saying? But Teddy's getting dirty. He's getting down and dirty. He went personal. He's made fun. Now he's talked about his looks. He's talked about his lack of leadership ability. He's talking about the size of his country. And now he's getting into his personal life. There's not a fabric of Winston Churchill's life that he hasn't touched on a little bit yet. That's tough.
Must the trust fund lush with my American muscle to walk softly over here and give my big stick a suckle. Pass me
okay, and then he finishes his verse, and then we'll have Churchill. But it's a really funny end to the verse here. He says,
American muscle.
He talked about something about the trust fund.
Well, must the trust fund lush with my American muscle to walk softly over here and give my big stick a suckle.
Double entendre on his famous saying, speak softly but carry a big stick. He's flipping that. And, I don't really need to explain the other side of that joke, but you all get it. Didn't give my typical ERB warning at the beginning, but you guys know the strong language could be in here. We haven't seen anything too bad yet, but that was a little innuendo right there. I think we all know a pretty good round, not a perfect round, I would say, but he did a lot. He had the jokes. He was able to, he found time to brag, but also go after his opponent. He really diversified the shots he was throwing. It wasn't just all jabs. It wasn't just all haymakers. He was throwing some uppercuts in there. He some overhand rights. So the man he was really coming at him from a lot of different directions. Going at, I listed them earlier, but he was really coming at him with a lot of stuff, and he had the jokes. Found time to be funny too, right here at the end. That's a pretty complete round, honestly. That's going to be tough to beat, not unbeatable. Pretty tough to beat though.
Pass me a cigar and a large glass of brandy. I'm about to take you out prematurely, like your family. I'm
That's how you start around. That's how you start around. Oh, that's crazy. That's a good way to start around right there. That's a really solid way to start around. I was gonna knock him a little bit because he starts off with pass me a cigar and a large glass of brandy, and that's kind of playing into the fact that Theodore already talked about how he had a drinking problem, right? And I was like, I don't know if I'd open up with that after he's already got you for having a drinking problem. You're going to open up needing a drink, right off the bat. That's not a good look. But then prematurely like a fan, that's great. That's strong. That's a strong opener.
Maturely, like your family. I'm the rhyme minister, fresh in a hat and dinner jacket. You look like a mix of Epic Lloyd and a Pringles packet.
Okay, so he's got jokes too. Okay, we got a battle. We got a battle on our hands because he's got the jokes too. He said, no, Prime Minister. He said, I'm the rhyme minister, so flip on Prime Minister. Okay.
Jacket, you look like a mix of Epic Lloyd and a Pringles packet. I was saving the planet from an axis of darkness while you were back home opening national parks. You were born ass man.
A weird kind of rhyme there. He had a hard time. This is a case where the rapper knew what he wanted to say, but didn't know how to say it and make it rhyme. And so he rhymed, what was it? An axis of darkness while you were back home opening national parks, yes, and had to throw in the yes at the end to get the darkness parks, yes. And even darkness parks, yes, is a huge stretch of a rhyme. So, okay, maybe dock a little bit for the flow, but the punch is still there. They were in the fight, longer than we were. They got in there. They were getting their hands dirty a long time before the U.S. came in to World War II. So he's spitting facts here. Those are facts. And so yeah, if you compare what was going on during Theodore Roosevelt's time while he was president, and you compare it to what Winston Churchill was going through when he was the prime minister, he had a lot going on. With World War II, he had a lot going on. So that's big points. That's big points. It wasn't a great rhyme, but it was big points there. It's a good punch. And then he comes in with the jokes, with the Epic Lloyd and a Pringles packet.
Like a mix of Epic Lloyd and a Pringles packet. I was saving the planet from an axis of darkness while you were back home opening national parks. You were born asthmatic, you're going to choke hard while I wake up every day and chain smoke cigars.
Now that's a flex right there, ain't it? You were born asthmatic. I wake up every day and chain smoke cigars. I've got no problem. You ain't got the lungs. You ain't got the legs for this, is what he's saying. He's saying you can't go the distance. I can go the distance. That's pretty. Some might call that a cheap shot. I call it strategic. A very good punch there.
I'll fight you on the beaches. I'll fight you on the beaches. Any way you want to fight, I'll fight you and I'll beat you. See.
Another rough rhyme there for Churchill. I'll fight you on the beach, yes. And I get it. Churchill, he did that a lot. Yes, we'll fight them on the beaches. We'll fight them in the trenches. I don't know the quote exactly, but that's what he's playing off of here. It's very famous. One of those that I hadn't looked at in a long, long time. Very famous speech that Churchill gave to rally the troops there. But putting that, sometimes the impression of the person can get in the way of the rapping. And I think the rapping is suffering a little bit here. The punches are good, but the rapping is suffering, and it doesn't even, and then he says, I'll fight you and I'll beat you, see? And they're going out of their way to add little mannerisms that he had, but his raps are really suffering. Did I miss it? Did I miss the, hang on, let's.
On asthmatic, you're going to choke hard while I wake up every day and chain smoke cigar. I'll fight you on the beaches. I'll fight you on the beaches. Any way you want to fight, I'll fight you and I'll beat you. See, I might be battling you even though.
No, that didn't even go, I don't even think, there was no rhyme there. There was no, I'll fight you on the beaches. I'll fight you on the beach, or on the beats, yes, was more for beaches. And then he says, I'll fight you and I'll beat you, see. And beat you, see, beaches, beat you, see. That's not even, I wouldn't even call that a stretch. That's not even a slant rhyme. That's not good, is what that's not good.
I might be battling you even though I'm toasted, but tomorrow I'll be sober and you'll still be roasted.
Okay, so the end of Churchill's round, and it's tough. It's tough to call round one because, like, I think Theodore Roosevelt had a better overall round. Winston Churchill probably had the dirtier punches. Like, he probably came with the nastier punches, but I don't think he had as many, like, body blows. Like, Theodore had the jabs and the haymakers and everything. It seemed like Churchill caught him with a few good licks, but that was about it. And his style was so busted that it takes you out of the moment, out of that hype. You know, you can't have that build up when every time he hits with a punch, you're like, oh yeah, but why? You know, oh yeah, that was good, but and it takes away. You have to pull back from it every time because you're like, good punch, but why deliver it this way? Why go about it this way? And so, you know, that's tough. I hate it, but I feel like had the writing been a little bit better, it would have been easier to give Churchill that round. But right now, I'm leaning more Roosevelt.
Parents died when they were young and it was morbid, but at least they didn't ditch me when they were alive like yours did. Oh,
I'm taking the earbuds out. I don't need to listen to anything else. That was disgusting. And probably one of the best rebuttals I've ever heard. Talking about take me out prematurely like your family. And he said, yeah, my parents died when I was young and it was morbid, but at least they didn't ditch me. What did he say? Ditch me, leave me in a ditch like yours did? Well, hang on. Okay, all right, earbuds are back on.
And you'll still be roasted. My parents died when they were young and it was morbid, but at least they didn't ditch me when they were alive like yours did.
While you were alive. What do you want from me? I'm a simple, humble reactor. Okay? I like an even fight. I like a back and forth. But when Theodore Roosevelt has a complete round one and then he comes out with a complete slobber knocker in round two, if this was the WWE, JR would be calling for security to come to the ring because all pandemonia has broken loose here on Monday Night Raw. It's crazy. It's nuts. That is stupid. That's one of the, it's so good that it's stupid, that bar. Look at his face. Look at this face right here. That face is exactly what is here. That's his thoughts right here. Oh, yeah, I messed up.
Was morbid, but at least they didn't ditch me when they were alive like yours did. Oh shit, World War II soon. Well, Teddy's dropping bombs, so you best go, hadn't you too? Ooh, you should be ashamed of your military honor. Everyone knows you're back at home, like, thank God.
Oh my God. No, that whole thing right there was what run the whole verse back. Run the whole verse back. Where we at? Yeah, you'll be roasted. You looking silly now. You'll still be roasted. Yeah, you looking real silly right now, Mr. Churchill.
Roasted. My parents died when they were young and it was morbid, but at least they didn't ditch me when they were alive like yours did. Oh shit, World War II soon. Well, Teddy's dropping bombs, so you best go, hadn't you too? Ooh, you should be ashamed of your military honor. Everyone knows you're back at home, like, thank God for Pearl Harbor. Don't worry, the U.S. will give you a pass. Just change your poster to keep calm and kiss my cousin's ass.
I could cry. Tears of joy at one of the greatest verses ever put to epic rap battle. I'm saying it right now. One of the greatest verses ever put to paper for the epic rap battles. I could be in tears right now. That was amazing. That was incredible. No, start to finish, the whole thing. And it was what I love about it is it had one steady thought. His first round was so mixing, right? He went after every bit of Winston Churchill's life here and there and here and there. And then he found it's almost like he was feeling him out, and then he found a weakness, he found a chink in the armor, and he said, I'm dedicating my whole second round to destroying you,
to taking apart. First of all, I'm going to hit you with the rebuttal, and while you're still dazed and confused after that one, I'm picking you apart with the military honor, because the U.S. and then with Pearl Harbor, and and look, I ain't saying that that's true. I've heard, there's a lot of arguments that like the U.S. likes to paint themselves as the heroes of World War II, and like you can argue till the cows come home that the tide had already began to turn when during World War II when the U.S. joined, and sure, make the argument. I'm not saying that the argument can't be made. I'm saying it was just too good. I'm saying it was just too good. It was too well put together. It was too well thought out, because you know that got in him. You know it did. You don't say that, man. Thank God for Pearl Harbor. Churchill was like, man, you don't say that. We had it. We was handling it. We didn't need you in World War II. On the inside, Churchill, he's mad. He's mad about that. No, you can't say you saved us in World War II, because that's what Theodore's saying. He's saying the U.S. came in, we saved you, and he said, what did he say? Give you a pass. And then he ended it with the stay calm and kiss the incest. I don't know how you come back for this. I want to see it. I do. Honestly, I hope Churchill is about to drop something that will hit me even crazier than what Roosevelt just did. That's all I can hope for here. I would be ecstatic. But Churchill, bro, you better bring it.
Let it out. I don't think it's very fair for a British bulldog to melee with a teddy bear. You're no man, you're an overgrown Boy Scout. I should stuff you in a pram just so you can throw your toys out. They put your fat head on a mountain to save face, but if Rushmore was a band, then you'd play bass.
If Rushmore was, look, he's saying a lot, but he ain't saying nothing. In comparison, like, all this stuff is cute. It's like, British Bulldog, Teddy Bear, Boy Scout, whatever. Like, at this point, who cares? Do you know what he did the last round with the cousin and your parents and World War II soon? Like, do you know what he did last round? And you're coming in here with, if Rushmore was a band, you'd play bass. What's wrong with playing bass? What's wrong with playing bass? I get it. You're not the front man. Okay. Yeah, we got Abe Lincoln front man. Washington's on the guitar. Even Jefferson's playing the drums. Drummers are cool. I know the bass man doesn't get a whole lot of shine. It could be argued that the bass man is the most important guy in the band. Probably not. But, bass is real important. That's all I'm saying. It's real important. But this ain't it, bro. This even calling attention that he's on Rushmore. He didn't even brag about that. He didn't even brag about being on Rushmore. You brought that up. So yeah, like you saying he's the worst of the 4 greatest presidents in the U.S. history. I'd take that. I'd take that. If I was behind Jefferson, Washington, and Abe Lincoln, and I came in at number 4, come on.
Look at Roosevelt, the dude's about to lose the bout to Churchill. If a bullet to the chest won't stop you, my words will.
Oh, it's not over. That wasn't it. Okay, let me just say this battle's over. This battle's over. I do appreciate that Churchill finally got his groove on. Like, he finally found a good pocket. Look at this dude's about to lose a bout to Churchill or something. Anyway, hang on, listen.
You're no man, Boy Scout. I should stuff you in a pram just so you can throw your toys out. They put your fat head on a mountain to save face, but if Rushmore was a band, then you'd play bass. Look at Roosevelt, the dude's about to lose the bout to Churchill.
Okay, yeah, that was cool. Finally, you found a flow, but it's too late. That ain't gonna save you now, man. You didn't throw a punch that round. Even right here, if a bullet to the chest won't stop you, my words will. What? That's, again, man, you bragged on him already. You were like, you're on Rushmore. you got shot and survived. What a loser. No. One of the 4 greatest presidents in the United States history, and he got shot and the man walked away from it. My words will.
A bullet to the chest won't stop you. My words will. A bullet can't stop the bull moose. TR will give WC the full dude.
You know what he did? That's exactly what a bullet won't stop the full moose. You know what he did with that bullet? He gave it to Roosevelt. He gave him ammo. He said, a bullet can't stop me. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. You can't stop me.
The shit you throw at me, I'll just return to sender. I'll battle to the end and I will never surrender. Oh, what?
Thematically, like cinematically, one of the coolest looking battles. I love that it got into that like almost stop motion. This isn't for the lyrics. This is just for the cinematic of it. Just watch this one more time.
About to lose the bout to Churchill. A bullet to the chest won't stop you. My words will.
Boom.
A bullet can't stop the bull moose. TR will give
Gets you to the
WC
point.
the full dude. Whatever shit you throw at me, I'll just return to sender. I'll battle to the end and I will never surrender. Oh.
I love that with the black and white and the kind of the stop motion a little bit, and then you've got like the rain coming down, and right when Churchill says battle, there's the lightning and thunder. It was cinematically a very cool looking battle all the way through. But nah, Roosevelt, he destroyed him. That was not even close for a battle that I thought was going to be really good after the first two verses. That second verse of Roosevelt, in comparison, like Churchill legitimately propped him up twice in his second verse. He was like, "Hey man, I don't need to repeat it. You heard what I said." Anyway, if you disagree, let me know down in the comments below if you thought Churchill won this battle. Thank you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to like and comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the other content on the channel. I've got a movie review coming up soon. It's an older movie, but be on the lookout for that. Thank you all so much. This has been One Man's Opinion. Thanks.